Assalamu alaikum. We should be getting started soon, inshallah, when everybody else gets here. What's the saying? Timeliness is next to godliness, or is
Something
that
like that.
cleanliness?
Clearly, this is what they said, and someone also said that they would never be late again. Anyway, not gonna say any names, but yeah.
Yeah.
So it's only a pop-up show. All right, practice.
Yeah. Give everybody a few more minutes. We'll start at 8:35 if they don't pop up.
It's their
It'll be
NBA
a
time.
Yeah, yeah. Whew. I guess everybody's on their way, inshallah.
So like, what's your name?
All right, look at that. MashaAllah.
Dude walked up out of the background screen. It was looking like it was a movie or something. I didn't realize what I was looking at for a second. I said, man, this dude got some special effects. He got an intro little joint set up. Anyway,
Great job for
yeah.
Stepping up with the technology.
Okay. And I had some I had some cuisine that I had dialed up for Saturday night, man. I already done put in the request. I mean, just all I'm gonna say is I might be eating during the show. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
not
it is
fair.
a pop-up show, so I mean, it's not like
No,
super
not
serious.
not this show.
Oh, Saturday?
Yeah, but actually, I might not do it anymore because maybe the thunder might be stolen. So don't worry about it. Just
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Walaikum salam.
hey, what is going on here? Oh, sorry, I got some little people here. Cutting up. I forgot my camera ain't on.
Yeah, I mean, they was
Some
just
guests?
raging me. I was about to have to beat somebody.
No, I don't
I was
even.
about ready to beat somebody's butt.
Yeah.
All right. We'll get started. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. أما بعد. All right, so here we are at the R2F pop-up live talk. It's not the official R2F show for anybody watching. We just get together and just talk about random things that come up. Anybody's welcome to jump in on the Zoom call. Anybody's welcome to ask any questions in the chats, and we'll try to address them as we go along. So with that, we'll just open up the floor. And I don't know what we really want to start with tonight, but just so y'all know, this is informal talk. So we aren't holding ourselves to the standards that we try to hold ourselves to on the R2F show. Because we just try to get things off our chests here and open it up for people to say whatever they need to say, respectfully, of course. But I guess I could start off by showing by sharing the veiled or the threat statuses that a very courageous brother has decided to post for his TMOA brethren. Sons of the Sixth.
I mean, I would like to know a couple questions. Like, what makes a person tough or not? I mean, like, what constitutes toughness, or or whatever it is that I guess allegedly we don't have. But I want to know what it is: courage, bravery, or whatever the case may be, and what is the difference, or how do I determine what is spying as opposed to just seeing something that is like presented to the world? I mean, I'm having a lot of trouble figuring out which is which. So I think those are some things maybe we should get to the bottom of tonight.
So let's say for instance, right? It's almost like I can imagine this happening, right? So Donald Trump posts on his Twitter, F China. They started the China virus, right? And then China says, look what Donald Trump posted. And then Donald Trump responds with, why are you spying on me? You posted it in a public place where everybody could see. And now you're mad that the people that you didn't want to see it actually saw it.
How dare you see my statuses? Shame on you all.
I think that they actually did want us to see it, and for the cinnamon roll guy, we actually did see it. You know what I'm saying? We did see it. So I mean, not totally sure. Again, we're men, so we handle things typically. Usually, men handle things directly. This is not a counter threat. I mean, I mean, we're grown men now. Now, maybe if this was 15, 20 years ago, you know what I mean? We'd have to take it to the streets and do all this and that, but it ain't on that type of time. You know what I'm saying? We're grown. You know, we can have an intellectual, fight, or debate, something a little bit more productive or healthy. But dude,
I mean,
come on, Jelly Roll. Don't pretend.
Between everybody here, we have well over 20 kids collectively. What the hell do we got to do with, we got no interest in little, internet beefs and like trying to be tough. I mean, like we're literally men. I mean, if we need to,
right, but
if we need to do certain
the guy
things,
is talking about,
yeah.
The guy's talking about some muzzle. We need to get what we're going to do. Listen, what we actually going to do is we're going to get these posts up here and we're going to walk through them because he said some wild stuff. I think he was probably just maybe chasing some attention or something because again, it don't make any sense. It don't even make any sense. Like you put it on your status, so you wanted people to see it. You know we're going to be able to listen. Y'all whole squad over there. They be name dropping. They be dropping information to us. We're just gonna call it. We're just gonna call it what it is. So we got it literally in a matter of seconds. So you wanted us to see this alleged tough guy stuff.
I mean, it's like
get yourself together.
I mean, and I really don't care. I have no interest in any sort of physical or even verbal altercations with anyone unless it's over the religion. If you want to have a verbal altercation about the dean, I literally used to get hyped for basketball, football, and stuff. Like I used to be like imagining what I was going to do and practicing. I mean, this literally is just what I do now. So, I mean, if you want to talk about the religion and go back and forth or whatever, bring your squad, I'll bring mine. But just on some who's a man or not, whatever, save it, man, because men do whatever they need to do for the people they need to do it for. Period. Yeah. So here we go. Y'all niggas being led by a lady who's basically taking care of everything for y'all. So I mean, I think it's already 1-0 in the just. I mean, like, can you really talk about being tough as far as a man is concerned when, like, your leader? It's not like your mother. Like your mother says, "Hey, sit down and be quiet." You sit down and be quiet. But just a random John, it literally can basically be like, yo, Jelly Roll, quiet.
I'm talking about
you literally got to zip it.
Let me ask y'all a question. So
tongue rings.
Like we all had fathers who have some street smarts who've been through it way before we've been through it. And just let me ask y'all so we're all on the same page. Like say, when we're in the streets, quote unquote streets, whatever, right? Where there could be fights or physical altercations and people yapping back and forth, whatever. I don't know about y'all, but my father taught me like the one that's actually making the most noise, he's the one you have least to worry about.
Yep.
Right. He's not going to be the one that does anything to you. It's going to be the guy on the side that's quiet, that's not going to be sitting there yapping his mouth. And if you've ever been in those situations, it's always true. There's always one guy that's yapping his mouth. Yo, hold me back, pushing people in front of him, trying to but making a lot of noise to be seen, but they're never the one that actually does anything.
Yeah. And it's always the dude that he don't even really want to fight. He literally is there on some other business and someone just decided to test him or try him. And that's the one that winds up literally jacking someone up, or 2 or 10. So I mean, we're not really interested in that type of Joan. But like I said, at the same time, we will oblige for some fun. Because honestly, this is literally. I mean, let's just be real. We did this to just kind of like decompress. You know what I mean? So we don't wind up going off, when we should be more professional. That's all.
Well, real quick, just so we could cover for everybody, because you asked the question of like what constitutes a tough guy, and when you ask that, the first thing that pops in my head is the hadith where Prophet Muhammad says that the strong person isn't the one that could throw his opponent down, right? So it's like no one's looking like you said, we're grown men, got wives, children. No one's going out like, hey, let's go have a fight. Let's go meet in the back streets and rumble. And then nowadays, like dudes ain't even about that. They're about like shooting people, stabbing people, damaging your property. I don't want none of that. Please, I'm broke. I don't want you to stab my tires. I don't want none of that. I can't afford no bail. Whether we get in a fight and I beat you up or you beat me up, I don't want none of that. Okay, so let's leave that alone. If you want to go wrestle somewhere, we can go do that. Right?
Yeah, no doubt, man. But I mean, the other thing about toughness, I'll tell you some things that make a person tough. You know what's tough is when you either running low on sleep or you're in a good deep sleep and it's time for Fajr. That's what's tough. And a tough person is the one who literally, even though the bed is warm, everything's good, cool, calm, they say, you know what? It's time for Fajr, I'm gonna get up. Now that's tough. Now all these people throwing out tough this, tough that.
Right.
We can all, nobody got an answer, but we can ask ourselves the questions. And for bread roll, jelly roll, donut roll, whichever type of roll is paying attention at this time. I mean, we all got to ask ourselves, are we tough in those moments? You know what I mean? You know what's tough? Mm-hmm. What's tough is when you see something that you like, not looking or staring. Then that's tough. And you got to ask yourself, how tough are you? Now there's some tough things. I mean, because toughness, I mean, if it's just about some physical altercation, I mean, that's all relative. You know what I mean? That's why they got weight classes and in boxing and MMA again, and all that stuff. What's that?
I don't even really think dude was on that type time. You know what I mean? Because I didn't receive that message. It just seemed like, I know, we're not supposed to say something, but can we please put a muzzle? I mean, dude, no, seriously.
Now that's toughness. Now that's toughness. Who's he asking?
Let's talk about this muzzle. That's what, right.
Who's he begging? Who's he begging to say?
Let's show the messages real quick.
I got you.
Asking old girl. You asking old girl.
I got you.
Let's just keep it a buck.
I got you.
You get permission from the one. Not only that.
Yeah, I got you.
Not only that. I mean, you're talking about a muzzle. Dude, what you got, a built-in muzzle? You got a muzzle stitched? Because again, y'all ain't said nothing in the last few years. So what you got, a muzzle factory or something? What you talking about?
I mean, they should ask, can we take off our muzzle? And that's the real question.
Right.
Can we take off our muzzle?
I'm a muzzle a couple of these.
Remember K2 was like, I ain't about being quiet. We need to respond. I ain't about being silent. We need to slap these dudes and we need to this and that.
Oh, the bigger question for me is, who is the authority? Okay, let's get that right on the table. You're talking about, old girl is, I'll talk to dudes directly and they will literally vehemently confirm that that's not their imam. Okay, not their imama or whatever. So now we need to deal with who is the authority, because K7, K2, whatever his name is, he was talking about some K9, whatever you want to call him. He was talking about some, we're not about being silent, blah, 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 blah. Dude, you have a sewed on muzzle yourself? I mean, like, no cap. You haven't said one word. And again, we're only asking for someone with some type of intellectual prowess to step up to the plate and defend these radical, bizarre, erroneous, unacceptable, perverted teachings. I'm dead serious, because at this point, don't speak to me about a Sufi. Just like Umar said, I mean, whenever I hear the word Sufi, okay, I'm gonna behave. When I can't take. So basically, a lot of these words and phrases for me have been stained. They've been stained and tainted, and I can't even say they won't be untainted or unstained. Like, I don't speak to me about no milkshake. Don't talk to me about no shake this shake. No, because what we've lived through over the last 30, 40 years is unacceptable. And y'all dudes are still dragging this stuff. come on, Ed McMuffin. You really over here with these folks. Like, are you serious?
I gotta chill, dog.
I mean, seriously.
Oh, y'all gave so many derivatives of this name.
Bro, I'm talking about name flips on deck, but there's no way.
We could stay on this name for the remainder of the show, and it would be hilarious. Now, I'm gonna get up off of him. I'm gonna get up off of him.
Here's his post. Let's go over his post real quick. So he says, okay, mind you, like he's talking about R2F, and people send us stuff all the time, right? So none of us that I know of are friends with him or contacts with him that are actually going to see his statuses, right? So he's posting this about R2F, but really nobody from R2F is going to see these messages, right? So he says, okay, I know we are told that as dogs bark, the caravan moves on. Okay, then that refers back to the quote from Mubarak Jelani and his response to my letter, the big sheikh that has all this knowledge. I asked questions. His only response was the dogs bark and the caravan keeps moving. That's his response with all his infinite knowledge. Okay.
Jaffer, let's be very clear. That saying is actually from the movie Ertugrul, or the series Ertugrul. Yeah. Let's be very clear here. We're speaking directly.
He probably could have gotten it from Ertugrul because it was hot during that time, but it's also a very old Persian saying. Like it's a known thing, and he dabbles allegedly in Persian culture and stuff. So
that was Islam also allegedly.
Anyway. Yo, let's go. You got go through these slides or whatever you got. Then we got to go back to the beginning and break this joint down. I mean, literally, this joint. See, that's the thing. Some people, man, their scope, they don't even be thinking when they write this type of stupid stuff. Because even the first slide, we could spend an hour breaking it. That caravan, where is it going? Where the hell is that caravan going?
The hell, obviously.
I mean, literally, it's going to a place with dilapidated buildings, trailers. I mean, probably some homeless elderly. I mean, where the hell is that caravan going? Tell me where it's going and who's on it.
If you look at the movement, right? A caravan is described by a vast movement of people, right? So if we really want to describe what the caravan of Tmoa is actually doing, the caravan of Tmoa is actually going to R2F. They're all leaving. They're all leaving. Like literally.
The lands are basically they're nowhere near the way they were. I mean, I remember back when we were kids, like in the 90s, 1992, 3 or whatever, we used to play hide and go seek with like 50 people, 50 kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that was just, like we would play with, like we would be playing football, like full teams, baseball, 9-on-9, all types of stuff, right?
Keep it in a stack. Let's just be real. Mubarak Jelani literally took this ship and he just ran it into the ground. Like, no, I'm not even
no, that's 100%.
100% true, yeah.
He just he took everything, just buried it into the ground. And now we're left here. Alhamdulillah, you know what I'm saying? We're trying to defend, we're trying to play defense, we're trying to take back, recover, restore. But he literally just ran this whole thing into the ground. It's just no two ways around it.
But seriously, can you go on any land, like just at a random time and even get a good 5-on-5 going? I doubt it. You're gonna have the jump where you're gonna have a dude, some old head who really ain't even supposed to be playing. You're just trying to field a team, and then a couple kids who don't got no business on the court. I just ran things like that. Is the things that I see. It's like that I started seeing even when I used to go to the land randomly. Is that we don't even have enough to play in. Literally, you're forced to play like 3-on-3 or 2-on-3 or some random joint like that. Yeah. On some event, a holiday or something, you might get a few people, but just looking at stuff like that, like your caravan, literally, it's like a caravan, and every time that joint stops for a break, people peel off and bounce. And then it's literally a caravan with who's leading it? First of all, that's what I want to know. Okay,
that goes back to my question. Who is the head of this ship? Let's get that right established, because according to popular consensus, I mean, from my angle, there's no imam. You know what I mean? Everybody.
The imam is Her Eminence Sheikha Nora Shah Zahra Zainab Sultan, whatever. I don't know how many names she got. It's Her Eminence.
Shad Gilani. But you know what? I will give some of these dudes credit. I gotta make sure we don't use the N-word because we got in trouble for that. So I'll give some of these dudes credit. A few of these dudes have literally said, "That's my sheikh." My shaker. They have not backed down. They literally have said, "That's my shaker." So I mean, y'all.
I'm yet to hear it. I'm yet to hear it.
Oh no, we've heard it.
I'm yet to on my front here. Oh, no one's claiming that. I've not heard not one alive man say that.
It's funny because
that's just for my.
There's a couple that literally are literally trying to.
My shaker? No, brother.
Yeah.
I'm saying I've not heard that. I've not heard.
Let's get through these posts real quick. So Jamal says, can we muzzle a few? Wait, what was the previous one? Did he say something?
Yeah, go back to that one. Yeah, go back to the previous one.
He says. Yeah, can we at some point choose violence over silence? So we could talk about that one, but let's finish them out. And then he says,
I want to slice this one.
Yeah, this and then he says, can we muzzle a few of these dogs?
Mark.
Or at least show them not to bark when we come through.
Y'all don't go anywhere though. Y'all stay in the land.
Y'all need through where? Hold up. Okay, Turkey Road.
Which one we want to address first? Which one?
You guys want to start?
Let's go back. Let's. Is that the last one?
Yes, last one.
Yeah, so we got the caravan. I think we addressed the caravan.
Very good. Nice. Okay, so I know we are told. Okay, let's pause. I mean, he wrote one sentence and thought, well, that's good. He probably shouldn't have done this because we can rip this joint to shreds. Let's pause there. Okay, now we are told by who? Who told you that? Who told you that? And you can put it on your status. You can go ahead and put the status and say, who told you that? It's okay. We know you're not going to actually talk to us directly. Right. You're not going to actually call anyone. You're not actually going to show up on the show. Why? I mean, the fear. I mean, I don't know. I mean, literally, we're not even going to try to fight you or anything. I mean, I'm in Tennessee, so I can't get anywhere near you. I mean, no one else really cares. You're not even on anyone's radar. I mean, you put yourself there, but who told you that? We were told that dogs bark and the caravan moves on. So whoever told you that, okay, that's one thing we would like to know. We're just a caravan. We would like to know where that caravan is going. Where has it been, first of all? Where did it start? Where did the caravan start? Because that is the one of the biggest clues. Wherever that caravan started, then you could say, okay, wow. Even though you might not have be where you think you might be, but look at how far you've come. So you started in what? Okay, I'm sure they're going to say we started in ghettos. Most people did not. We already proved that in our show the other day.
Yep.
But the lands are, by all definitions, any definition of a ghetto you want to bring, that is it. The lands are ghettos. So you went from a city ghetto to a country ghetto.
Yeah. Well, at least in the city you had running water. You can flush your toilets.
Hey.
So I mean, those questions I would like to get. I'm pretty sure probably whoever told him he couldn't bark or whatever the case may be is probably going to tell him to stop writing statuses. So we probably won't see no more statuses from Butter.
See, the thing is too, but so we got to classify certain types of Jamaat people, right? He's what you would call in the Redeemer class, not really in there, kind of on the outskirts, trying to be down, but like they, doing things to try to get recognized. So this is part of his, I'm going to get recognized. But he's not connected enough where anybody of any significance is going to say, hey, Jamal, stop writing statuses. This is him to get noticed and get recognized. And I mean, we know who his family is. It's the same MO. They're both doing the same exact things. This is just to get recognized by the people that are going to see his statuses, that are going to say, oh, look at Jamal. He's so tough. He's addressing them.
About it.
But right now, you are violating supposedly what you've been told with this first post. Right? They told you to be quiet and shut up and don't address them.
Man. So, just annoy me so much when they just keep talking about my sheikh.
and let's be like, I reached out to him directly, because that's how, in my opinion, how real men do things. If I have a problem with you, I'm going to contact you directly to give you a chance to say whatever you got to say. Of course, he didn't really have the same energy that he had in these posts, and
how tough? That's some true grit. That's true grit. The boy's so tough that he was upset by something that was said or done. And he's so tough that he didn't say anything to the actual person, nor said anything or wrote anything anywhere that the actual person would see it.
Or not even a defense.
All right, YouTube is an open platform. You can comment there for free, just like your significant other. All right, you can go right on there and say, I challenge you to a duel. You went on some obscene status we're not going to see.
It's like, yo, I'm so mad at you that I'm going to say something somewhere where you won't know, see, or hear because of what you did. Come on, bro.
But think about it. So they look at their sheikh, like we know from our perspective, they look at him higher than Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, right?
My bad, y'all. My bad. I had a little.
No, you're good. You're good. So allegedly, from their point of view, we're insulting their sheikh and their sheikha and whatever, right? And they're asking for permission to do something that for someone that they hold on the same level or higher as Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So imagine someone like coming and insulting Rasul to us, and then us be like, yo, can someone please give me permission to say something? But he's not even asking permission to say something, because we go to the next text, he says he wants violence over silence. So this is what I was thinking about when I was thinking about this post right here, right? You have the Morshid Kamil, and now the Morshida Camilla, or whatever you want to call it, Sheikh and Sheikha, right? These are the perfect guides, right? Perfect guides that they totally reflect the Sunnah. This actual post shows a lot, because out of all the education and knowledge that he has supposedly given to you, your only response to all the Quran and the Sunnah and all the evidence that we're presenting you is violence. What does that show you? This is the only thing he really taught you how to do, is be violent.
And yo,
that's it.
And what part of Islam, or even if you can't reach the level of Islam, just regular, normal human being interaction goes from not saying nothing to just straight to violence. You haven't said anything, bruh.
Right.
You didn't even say, yo, I don't like what you said. Hey, yo, Mubarak, Amr, Jafar, yo, I'm gonna call in. Literally, anyone can call in and literally say, yo, if you don't stop doing that, I'm gonna fight you. I would respect the hell out of that. I really would, because it's like, all right, he said, if you don't stop, I'm gonna fight you. I'm like, all right, now this talking actually makes sense. He literally said so. But I mean, you got to be, mentally ready. This
one right here, honestly, this one right here is actually my favorite, because it has so many different layers. So we're just gonna go on a light, fluffy tip. It seemed like he was feeling himself a little bit and combined violence with silence, like he was about to start a little rap or something. I mean, it has.
I'll get these bars off real quick. Hold on, I got you.
It has a few cute little layers, but this can be dissected so easily. This is actually baby food. Can we at some point choose? Okay, so we're not even going to talk about violence over silence. Come on, knock it off, dude. Please. can we at some point choose acting as if y'all just being held back and the changes on
Keep telling you, they're NBA players, bro. They're just hoping someone holds back long enough.
Y'all being held back. Y'all just y'all can't resist. Y'all just waiting for someone to give quote unquote someone to give y'all the go ahead so y'all can just do all this work. I mean, dude, if you guys are such staunch defenders of the game or quote unquote defenders of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, hey, I'm chilling.
Yeah, and for anybody that's watching or coming in late, just so we're clear, we are not trying to entice anybody to commit violence. The only reason why we're doing any of this is because we actually have some kind of caring for you, right? We actually want to see y'all succeed and we want to be successful too. So we're not egging anybody on like, hey, yeah, come try us, come fight us, come attack us. No one wants any type of violence, right? We're Muslims, right? We are Muslims. We do not, especially fighting against other Muslims. Like we have these hadiths that we're supposed to memorize and all that in the Jamaat, where the strong one isn't the one that can throw his opponent down. A Muslim is safe from the hands and tongue of another Muslim. Yeah. And you're choosing to you want to be violent, right? But let's be real. Like Mubarak said, why don't you first try to address what we've been saying verbally? Use all that Islam that you've been taught. Use the knowledge that you learned from eating dates and cream cheese and curries and naan.
The roti.
Hey, yo, seriously, watch this though. Watch this though. See, this is the thing. This is why sometimes if they what's the word if something is silver then silence is gold or whatever, I can't remember the whole phrase or whatever. So one of them things. This is why Rasulullah, and let me help you bread roll with this with the hadith of Rasulullah when he said, speak good or keep silent. Say something good, you know what I mean? Positive, encouraging. The good that you could say is you could just say things that Allah and his messenger said. You can never go wrong. You just say exactly what they say. Put that on your status. You wouldn't have had this come to fruition now. But watch this. Let's actually, and Allah does this to people. Sometimes if you can see the wisdom in it, if you can actually see the mistake and correct it, then it's a benefit for you. But if you don't, Allah will just humiliate you over and over again. Now let's look at this joint, right? Can we at some point choose violence over silence? So let's think about this thing. He says, we were told not to say anything but barking dogs, blah, blah, blah. So think about this. Basically, we're barking dogs. But let's think, who really is a barking dog? What, like a police dog, right? Mm-hmm. The dog literally has an owner, a master, who has it on a leash. Mm. If it says sick 'em, I mean, it's going straight at it. It's not going to think about who you are, what the case may be. So literally, it's just waiting to literally be let loose. So can we at some point choose violence? The dog is ready to go. And they're holding him back. Now get him, boy. So literally, your statuses literally show that you have the characteristics and the urges of a freaking barking dog. Literally a dog. You're barking now. And you really just want violence. You just want to bite. You want them to say, stick him, boy. Go get him. You probably still won't do anything, but still, these statuses are literally the characteristic of a dog.
A barking dog. That's correct. That's correct.
Meanwhile, we've been using our words. And it literally is burning you so bad. I mean, it's literally infuriating you. Got you so mad that you punched the keyboard. You punch your phone so hard to write these statuses. I mean, you probably double check the spelling and everything.
How many attempts did you think it took to get the violence and silence rhyme? Can we choose hurt? Can we choose pain? No, not pain, not pain. violence or for
Family
being
meeting,
quiet.
family meeting,
No,
family
I
meeting.
don't-
Everyone come together. I need all y'all here at one time so we can have a family meeting over this post right now. All right, come together. I need y'all. Come on, man. I need ideas. This is clever, bro. Okay, damn. We're trying to fit into like type of stuff. I need y'all out here.
And when he hit violence and silence, he was like, "Oh yeah."
He was
Right.
like,
No, you know what? You know
I
what?
just ethered them real quick, cuz.
But
Yo, man, seriously.
keeping it 100 again, I really don't think that they wanted. I don't think this is a real thing. I think it was just something, like I said, a clever play on words. He probably was just like, yeah, let me. Oh, this sounds sweet. Let me just put this up there real quick. And if he was,
I'm not even going to give him that much credit. I
mean, he
guarantee.
get a couple Sonic rings. I'm gonna give him a couple Sonic rings.
No. Don't give him nothing. Don't give him nothing until we actually do a Google search of this quote. I bet you someone else said it. I bet you it's pulled from Twitter or somewhere else. I bet you it's pulled.
You got me searching. I gotta search.
I got you.
Yeah, I really believe, truthfully, that again, Jelani really ran this whole community into the ground, and he's destroyed the psyche and the mental of a lot of these people here. Like they don't even feel like they can do any better. They're intimidated to go and step out into the world and mingle and blend with other Muslims, or even have intellectual debates with other Muslims. They refer to these other Muslims as not even really being Muslim. You know what I'm saying? So what type of crazy level of delusional arrogance do you have to honestly, in your pea brain, your jelly roll brain, honestly, anybody, I'm serious, to really think in your brain, man, we are the sweetest Muslims alive. We are the best Muslims. And it's only like, what, a couple stacks of y'all, a couple thousand of y'all? And you're willing to undermine the entire ummah. And you got this idea and notion from your Morshid Kamil. You got it. You got this from him. This it's so bad.
Well, here's what it is, right? When you look at this, we look at this post, and let's look at the next one real quick. But when you look at these, really what it is that if we talk, our whole thing is about being in the Fitrah. You can see their Fitrah is screaming, "We need answers."
Yeah.
That's really what it is. They're begging for someone to give them answers. And when people, especially ignorant people, right, when they don't have answers to something, like when people curse, it's because they can't think of nothing else good to say. When people choose violence, it's because they're so mad, but they can't respond with words and intellect. They're literally begging their leadership, please respond to them and give us some answers, because we can't answer what they're saying. That's literally what they're doing. And they don't know how to react to this feeling that they're having.
This is the problem. Well, not even a problem. It's actually the solution for these people. We put it down. Put down your sword. Put down your shield. Submit and surrender to literally surrender to the Sunnah of the Holy Last Message of Sallallahu. Stop it. Stop, because you're not going to win. You can only hide in your little box, because the second you tip your head out and you have to address real information with real Muslims who's trying to follow the Sunnah, you'll get smoked like a blunt. So you'll have to put your head back in. This is just the reality. Because like we said, can we muzzle a few of these dogs? This sounds cute. It sounds poetic. But you guys are the ones with the muzzles. Everything you're saying and you're trying to kick out is a reflection of yourself. Y'all have the muzzle on. Somebody stitched and sewed a muzzle on y'all. Maybe the one boy did it before he went and took his flight or whatever. Maybe he zipped y'all up real quick, because again, all y'all dudes have been completely silent. And y'all can't even you can't from the top to the bottom, and y'all claiming, oh, it's let's just ignore them. The dogs are gonna bark in the caravans. You guys, first of all, that's not a caravan, by the way. Whatever you guys think y'all want. Maybe it's like a Flintstone.
It's a slave ship. That shows the slave ship. They got them brothers packed in the bottom, layer on layer.
This slave ship is the best place ever. Never want to leave.
It's such
so nice down here.
it's a sad situation. It really is a sad situation because I'm listening to stuff like this. And again, brother, I mean, seriously, eggplant, you got all the space in the world. Listen, you got all of the opportunity in the world, brother. I'm talking to you directly, Edward. You got all of the space in the world to man up, actually be a real man, get your keister on one of these platforms, and let's have an intellectual dialogue and debate about you guys' beliefs and all this malarkey that's going on. Let's have a real this. I mean,
so I'll give him a little bit of, we'll just say what happened. So I addressed him directly, right? Sent him messages, and he responded with some nonsense and whatever. And I gave him an open invite to, come on the show, talk to me directly about whatever. Told him I'm not interested in no violence or whatever. I'm Muslim. I'm not trying to fight him. But if it ever came to that, Allah is sufficient to protect all of us. You know what I'm saying? That's all I got to say about that. Right. But he tried to reverse the roles, and we'll see if he's. I think it's a bluff, but he said, "Oh, we can. I challenge you. I invite you to meet me. Like I'm gonna." So I said, "Okay, I'll meet you."
I put your card.
Right, and he said we can have a discussion, and he put it in quotes. So usually when people put stuff like that in quotes, it means like, yeah, we're not really gonna have a discussion. I'm gonna do something to you. Yeah, whatever. I said, well, I'm not interested in that, but we can actually have a discussion. I offered him, I said, I'll take you out to lunch. I'll pay. I'll take you to dinner. I'll pay. You can have free food and we can have a good discussion. So the last thing I heard from him is that supposedly on March 10th, he's going to organize something so that we can have a discussion. We'll see if that comes true or not. I think it's we'll see if it happens.
Yeah, we'll see, because
March 10th.
March 10th.
I mean, hey, let's take the man. Let's take the man for his word. You know what I'm saying? If that's what he said, let's go with that. But let's talk about cowards for a second, because again, there's characteristics that a coward possesses. Cowards are actually dangerous people.
Yeah.
Quite to the contrary. A coward is a dangerous person because he's a coward. He's not able to deal with a certain level of, I won't say aggression, but someone with courage. He's a coward, remember. So he can't deal with that level of courage from someone else, to where he might be, in his mind, he'll psych himself up into doing something that he should not be doing. And we've seen this throughout our lives. You know what I mean? Someone gets, and again, I don't want to make this a dark situation, but one of my companions who recently passed away, he actually, it was an act of cowardice that got him, in that way. And basically he had an altercation with someone, and they did what men, young men do. They scrapped it out, and he ended up getting the better of the guy. So the guy couldn't take his pride, and his ego was so, you know what I mean? So he went back and did something that's unforgivable. And here we are with the situation. So I'm saying that to say, with cowards, you cannot underestimate these type of people, because they're very, very dangerous on the low, because again, you don't know what's going on in their cowardice mind. You feel what I'm saying?
And I'm going to be fair to, and I'm going to be a little unfair to Jamal, because I did know of him, years ago when we used to be in the Jamaat. I knew him very well. Not like we were bestie friends or whatever, but I knew of him, and he's from New York. And so I would not say, oh, he's a coward, right? But we know as Muslims, when you're doing things you're not supposed to be doing, it actually takes away your bravery. Allah takes some of your bravery away, and you start doing cowardly, feminine type things. We've seen it happen all the time. So when you look at the greatest sin of all, which is shirk, which we have openly pointed out to everybody who has watched any of our content that's from the cult of Tmoa, we have proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that what y'all believe in is straight up shirk. And you're openly doing it. A lot of these people that we would normally consider not cowardly, brave, whatever, are going to engage in coward. I've seen some of the people that I grew up with that I would ride and die for. And then to see how they act now, it's like, wow, I don't even know that guy. He is acting straight up like a coward.
Yeah.
And this stuff right here, and I told him directly too, this is cowardly. This is cowardice. If you have something to say, come address it to us directly. We have open platforms, private platforms. You can come to us directly and say whatever it is you need to say.
The reality is that what we're saying, this is the thing. What we continue to say, alhamdulillah, we try to make sure that we support it with the Holy Quran and Sunnah. So, truth be told, we're going to be undefeated. We're going to remain undefeated because you guys are making stuff up. You're making stuff up. You're not upon the Sunnah. So you cannot compete. You're going to get smoked and toasted and cooked every single time because y'all are making stuff up. So it's understandable to a point why they will not and cannot they will not because they cannot. They cannot stand up in the face. If someone is speaking the truth and someone is making up falsehood or making up lies, it's no competition because we're going to be undefeated, and that's just been the reality that has manifested.
Think about this, right? We're going in a few weeks. It will be 4 years since I wrote their sheikh a letter asking them questions. If their sheikh, their leader, their top, their prime example did not have the courage, the intellect to respond and didn't respond in years, why would we think that any one of them would have it? It's never going to happen. None of them are ever going to respond to anything we say. It will never happen. Never, because they can't.
There's a couple of things. Number one, their leader is a woman. So, listen, I love women, but they shouldn't be leading men. So that tells you everything you need to know about every, and not every, because some people just probably just don't even care. They've been checked out. They're like, whatever. And as Hussein said, many people have told him straight to his face, I don't care what you say. She's not my leader. I get even and the older people that I have talked to, and some of the people that even my father has talked to have literally said straight up, yo, they will call him and be like, yo, your son said, but one thing they do say is that, yeah, she ain't my leader. So if everyone is saying this, hopefully when they come across her, they're saying this to her, but they're probably not. You're probably not, but I don't know. But basically, most of them don't even accept her, which is, it's like, yo, you're in a joint where you literally don't even. That's like you're on a team, and the coach is so and so. Not even a coach. It's not even because the coach is someone that, like, if you're on the team, then I don't even know of anything to really compare it to directly, but it's like you saying to everyone else that ain't your leader, yet in public you like, hey, my shaker, whatever. Or just keeping silent. And silence is acceptance. And hey, look at it. And the thing is, silence is acceptance when a young shy girl is asked for marriage, and if she keeps silent, then it's acceptance. And these niggas, big grown niggas with beard. Man,
you go again, Mubarak. There you go.
These men, these dudes with beards and everything else, they literally are keeping silent.
They wear purdas now too. You know what I'm saying? They wear purdas.
But there's two things I do want to mention. One thing is to piggyback off what Hussein said, and that is that we're not saying that we're undefeated because of anything we're doing. We're literally copy and paste. We're taking the Quran and Sunnah, copy, and then we're pasting it. We're literally just saying exactly what Allah and His Messenger said. That's why you'll never beat us. You will never win. And let's look throughout history of all the people who try to oppose the Quran and Sunnah face to face. They were wiped out. Lots of people get destroyed. And forget about this world. The next world is the one you really have to be worried about. And that one is the most dangerous of all. Exactly. So literally, I'm telling you, all we're doing is copying the Quran and pasting it on the show, on the channel, on the site, wherever it may be. So if you want to keep battling that, that's fine. Number 2 is, if you do, I'm going to give you a roadmap. Since y'all are muzzled, since literally your imama, your Sheikha Kamila, or whatever she is, you know what I mean, has said has said basically all, all egg McMuffins, eggplants, bread rolls, turkey rolls, whatever the case may be, any food product item cannot say anything. Since y'all got muzzled, since she smacked all of y'all down, literally just smacked y'all all around. Won't even let y'all say nothing. Won't even let y'all niggas say a peep. Y'all niggas, I mean, okay, let me calm down. Okay, listen.
Calm down,
Okay.
Mark. Calm down.
All right. Literally, she won't even let y'all basically make a peep. You gotta write a coded, secret, public yet don't spy on me status on your joint that we ain't even. I mean, we don't even know what you even. I never even knew you, bruh. I mean, but anyway, he's probably like, okay, I don't know you either. Okay, great. But this is the thing. If you can't do that, I don't know for sure, but you can correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that it is free to make a email account. So I'm gonna give you step 1.
Yes.
You make a Google account.
Very free.
Email.
Yes.
Then you go on YouTube. It can be fake. You can literally just make up an email address like eggplant, bread roll, turkey roll, whatever, at gmail.com. Make it up. You know what I mean? Okay. Then step 2 is you make a YouTube channel. Then
no, you don't have to do that because like if you make a Gmail account, you already have a YouTube account, so it's right there. Just freaking sign in.
So, hey,
it's all in one. It's all in one.
Yep. And then you can make videos with all these coded, indirect threats, veiled threats, or whatever on your own little channel.
If it's if the videos go under TMO and historical events, them joints gonna be trash, man. So we already know what type time. We already know what type time is over there. So stay far away from that channel. Far away.
But seriously, you can literally put one of them Perta joints on, the little bedazzled Perta joint that the dude had there. You can hide your face, and basically you can just talk all the stuff. And I think that will help you kind of come out of that. It's a little bit braver, and I think that you can do that. That way, you know what I mean. You can have some sort of a dialogue instead of doing the joint where you just. I mean, you probably your phone's your screen is probably cracked and everything due to the anger you was hitting the buttons with. I mean, just make a video and just be like,
okay, let's peel back this one real quick. So, or at least show them, and then he puts in, big letters, not to bark when we come through.
He screamed at us too. Yes,
I mean, again, I'm
through where?
Dude,
where are they coming through?
No, where are we coming through? We're not like going anywhere. We do the show virtually.
Well, yeah, I don't get it. Like people are looking out for here they come. Here comes Tmoa people. Very quiet.
I mean, what are they going to do? Are they going to roll up on their sons of the six motorcycles or something?
Yes,
like,
sir.
what are they? I mean, or I'm saying or at least show them not to bark when we come through. I mean, I'm gonna leave your name alone. I'm not gonna make any more fun of your name because I had a few more in the chamber, but I'm gonna chill. You know what I'm saying? But dude,
I can't believe y'all got more because y'all been rolling all.
About to say y'all been out here the whole show, bro.
Oh yeah.
You know, man, it's easy. It's easy. Basically, all you got to do is basically you just add anything before the word roll. Add anything after egg, and you got it.
I had a good one. I was about to fire it off and tell him. I was about to call him eggnog. I was about to fire
Oh man,
he's about to be pissed, bro. I can't.
Let me say this. Sometimes we really. It might seem that like we're like angry enough. We're really not.
We're really. I mean,
literally, honestly, I'll tell you straight up. I'm not even pretending. If I saw, Eggman or whatever, if I saw him, outside of my house or whatever, it's raining right now. I literally would let him in. I mean, unless he looked dangerous. I mean, if he's trying to be threatening. But literally, I wouldn't even. I mean, even if he was like, "Yo, you was talking about me," I was like, "Listen, man, I'm trying to get you to, get back on the right page, but I'm not going to be holding any of this like for a later day. I mean, if he's like, you know, I didn't like that. I'm like, well, you know, are you still doing shirk? I mean, you still defending shirk? I mean, do you want to practice the sunnah? I mean, that's really what it's about, to be honest with you. We are going a little at him, you know what I mean? But it's all fun. I mean,
yeah, I was just about to say, typically how men handle their stuff, you know, I won't say real men. I want to be careful saying real men, but usually how men handle their business. I mean, like you said, Mubarak, if I seen Ball or if he seen me, it's honestly, it's all love. We're just having a little bit of fun, but we're being serious at the same time. You guys got to do better with this type of stuff right here. You know, we're not out to fight or anything like that, but y'all got to do better, man. Don't act like you really need some permission. You're a grown man. Don't act like you really need some permission.
The real, let me, because when I was looking for, because I pulled up the screenshots too, and I went through my files and I found some old, because this has been happening for years of these veiled threats from people. And I found some other ones because I wanted to highlight like what is the danger of people doing stuff like this, because there are some people that are really, what's the word? Impressionable.
Yeah.
Right. They can see stuff like this and be like, oh yeah. So let me share my screen real quick. If I could
got you. 1 second.
Give it up a little bit.
Listen, while you're doing that, I would like to say though, but on a tip to get back to what Hussein was saying about how some people, you know, it's kind of cowardly to do some of these things, like just, you know, I mean, we're all people. We got, you know, we got things that we got to do. We got families or whatever. We really ain't got time to be really, really fighting with nobody unless literally it got to be jihad or you mess with part of our family, one of our kids or something, and then you will see some real fighting. But some of these people, and I'll say this to any people that are thinking along these lines, if one of these admins or whatever, case in point, what happened at Skate Estate, old boy bailed and then called some, you know, basically, I'm not saying this, I'm just saying this is the way that y'all were treated, like low level, disposable. You know how when you're playing a video game, right? You got the boss, and then you got just the random, just the stock little enemies or whatever that you literally can just wax.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
Hey,
yeah.
Mark, Mark, the word you're looking for is putties off of Power Rangers. Putties.
Yeah.
You're looking for the putties.
I mean, basically,
yeah.
I mean, basically,
putties.
It's like they literally saw them dudes as just disposable, basically trash. I mean, literally, you said to do what? Fight? Is the cops are gonna come, go to jail? They're not gonna bail you out. So what I'm saying is to say is, yeah, someone might. If someone from admin is like, yeah, deal with those dudes or whatever, they're going to, number one, probably throw you out of Jamaat if you're not already thrown out already. You're probably not even in. You're probably just like kind of halfway in, halfway out. But the point is, they probably are going to completely disassociate themselves from you. Even if you even get an attaboy, just a text of you know, good job or whatever, they're not even going to give you any credit. So don't even waste your time even thinking about doing any acts of violence to anyone. I mean, we have a lot of guns here. So, I mean, I hope to not have to use it.
What you're saying?
I hope not ever have to use it. Especially now. But
what I'm about to describe, you actually described exactly what happened to this individual. So if y'all can see my screen, you see a status. And this is posted up years ago when all this stuff first happened, when I wrote the letter and all that, right? You have the boy named Muhammad Suhaib, right? And he posts a status and he says, Muawiyah, we're talking about Muawiyah radiallahu anhu, who's a Sahaba, says he was a scribe and a snake. And this was referring to me because I was considered like Sheikh Jelani's scribe, right? So he basically called me a snake, right? And then the next thing he posts up is, and I had to save all this to present in us court. But the next thing he posts is this, right? Sedition is worse than treason. So he's going to cut the snake's head off. So all this seems all like fun and games, but this same person is the person that showed up at my brother's house with a gun talking about he's going to shoot him in the face. The same person. He went to court, had charges pressed against him and everything. So this is the type of stuff that these little threats, these little veiled threats, some of these idiots take this stuff seriously. And like Hussein said, it's going to be the coward that thinks he's going to get a notch on his belt or whatever and go do something stupid like this, right? It was my brother and kids all around the house, and this guy's trying to get in, walk around the house with a gun in his hand, trying to shoot my brother. Right? And then just like Mubarak said, how they're disposable, how he's a putty, right? He went to court. Nobody from Tmoa was there to defend him.
Wow.
Had a public defender. His aunt is a lawyer. Let him go. No, you go handle that yourself, right? And these people are so twisted that there are people from Tmoa that cut my brother off because he got kicked out, called him an enemy, called him a dog. Then they wanted to reach back out to him and say, "Oh man, you should drop the charges against him. How could you do that to this young brother?" This brother came to my house with my kids with a gun. He's lucky that's all he got. But this is what happens.
Wow. Yeah, it's these young boys for me. It's these young boys who don't know any better. And the reason why I know it's the young boys, whoa. Hey, we don't know what that says. These are just birds.
Yeah, these are just birds. I don't
it looks like this like a mascot. We don't really know what that is. But listen to this, guys. It's the young boys for me. And you know why it's the young boys for me? Like the young boys in the early 20s and all that? You know why? I can definitively say it would be like a young boy who might do something a little bit, that he's not qualified to do or that's unbecoming, because we were these same young boys. We were these same young boys 20 years ago. I remember very vividly where I was literally living my life preparing to do jihad on the word of Mubarak Jelani. And just thinking back on it when I was like 20, 21 years old, I was literally gearing my life. My mindset was of that mindset to where if he asked us to do anything, we was going to go carry it out. So I know for a fact that it's these young boys who don't, who are impressionable because we were impressionable. You feel what I'm saying? And then some people just choose to grow up, take your Islam serious. We all can relate. I mean, we're not going to hold no punches here. We're going to be honest. We can relate. This is, when you're in your early 20s, 21, you're making what, 2-3 salats a day. You're not really taking it that serious. You'll probably make a congregational salat because everybody is, looking around and stuff like that. You probably, your alarm clock rings for Fajr. You're like, I'm gonna skip this one out. Just on some young boy stuff. Then when you mature and you grow older, you start taking things more serious in your life. Then you're able to see, you have better foresight and you're able to see things further down the road. You're able to calculate and compute and make to where things are making sense. And then when they don't make sense, you're going to raise questions and stuff. So these young boys right now, I'm sure they got a whole slew of these putties at one drop of the dime, one drop of the hat. Hey, y'all putties. They're not going to call them putties, of course, but they don't know that they're putties. I'm sure that the putties that was fighting the Power Rangers didn't know that they was the putties neither. They running out there getting their fannies bursted. You feel what I'm saying? They ain't know any better. So I'm saying all this to say I can understand the dynamics of what's going on because we were these same young boys 20 years ago, 2 decades ago. You know what I'm saying? So that is significant to what could happen right now because we were on that type time, and a lot of on that type time.
We talked about this during the other show, and we talked about like those who give dawah and try to walk in the path of, follow up the mission of Rasulullah when passing on his message, are going to experience some of the same things. We've seen that with R2F, and I hope Allah protects all of us from that, but it's not too hard to see that some of these people will resort to violence. And we hope that it doesn't ever get to that. We hope it like these people can engage in productive, conducive conversation and dialogue. And, you can correct us and we can correct you. And hopefully we can all become better Muslims. But taking this thing, and this is why, like we talked about this in one of our earlier videos, maybe years ago, we talked about there's a responsibility that Muslim leaders have, right? And I think it came up when we talked about Hussein Adams' video or audio when he was talking about we need to go smack people in the faces. We know that he was trying to edge people on to do something, create some kind of vigilante justice, and that way he could step back and say, "Oh, I didn't tell them to do anything," right? But even if that was not his intentions, Allah knows best what his real intentions were. We have to be more responsible, right? You have to be responsible to words that you say because these things, your words are influencing people. Just like be responsible with telling people that, oh, as long as you believe in Allah and you drink this holy hair water, you're not going to get COVID. Well, you weren't responsible because now like the whole Jamaat has COVID. When you're posting up things like saying, oh yeah, can we take muzzles off or choose violence over silence? You are influencing somebody. And do you want to have that weight on you on the day of judgment for injuring, hurting, possibly even killing another Muslim? You know what that leads to? Do you want that? You don't hear people from R2F saying, oh yeah, we want to smack these dudes in the face. We want to choose violence over silence. We want to put the muzzle on them. We don't hear us talking like that. So which one, if you just want to take an objective look, which group right now, be honest with yourself, for what you know of Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, which one is representing his character the best right now? The ones that are saying, let's take violence over silence. Let's, like this post he has here, the traitors, the munafiqs, the bitch ass niggas. Is this the character of Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi
Wasallam? And let's just peel this one back just a little bit because I'm really, my head's starting to hurt with these horrible, lame, weak beta simp posts that we've been reading. I mean, it's really weak sauce. Really, it's low hanging fruit. But we're gonna just peel it back just a little bit. For all you traders, dude, go to a dictionary, open up the dictionary, use Google Sensei, and look up the word trader. You're just throwing out words. Trading what? What makes someone a trader? Use some common sense. Use your intellect. Activate your brain cells. Why would someone be a trader? Like, what are you talking about? So let's just remove all of us, Jaffer. What makes Jaffer a trader? Remember, y'all kicked him out. He was kicked out because he asked some questions. Explain yourself. This is a crazy, asinine, absurd, silly post, and you would think someone of an intellect of a 12-year-old put this up here. Munafiqs? What are you even talking about? And then say assorted, I'm not even going to say that word. Assorted. So basically, what he's basically saying in English, just for people who may not know, me, Umar, Mubarak, all of us in R2F, we're the assorted BA people, and you would be the traitor, Jaffer. Like, dude.
And I'll just end on this. We got a couple of minutes, but
3 more minutes.
The whole thing.
Yeah, I'm over this.
Know what a munafiq is, right? If you want to say hypocrite, at least use the word hypocrite. But a munafiq has a very specific meaning in Islam. A munafiq means is someone that openly says that they are Muslim, but they actually do not. They go behind closed doors and they actually do not believe in Islam, right? Mm-hmm. They actually hide their beliefs. We are being very open with our beliefs. A munafiq is not someone who denies Mubarak Jilani. A munafiq is not someone who leaves him away. A munafiq is not someone that says, hey, I don't believe in that whole 7 Sultan shirk business, right? Munafiq we are literally calling y'all saying, hey, follow correct Islam. Follow what Allah says. Follow what Rasul says. And then you're referring to these people as munafiqs. And remember, we can kind of go full circle. At the beginning of the show, Mubarak mentioned how you see how Allah kind of makes these people start exhibiting the traits of the insults they throw out there. How like they basically just demonstrated how they're actually the muzzled dogs, right? Or the barking dogs. Yeah. We have the hadith where Rasul said was when you issue a false curse on somebody, when you curse somebody, it goes up to the heavens and it comes down on if it's true to the person, it'll hit that person. If not, it goes on to the person that issued the curse. So you're calling somebody a traitor, a munafiq, and let's just say a coward, right? Mm-hmm. And we just demonstrated that we are at least we're not traitors, we're not munafiqs, and I think this whole show has demonstrated that we're not cowards because we're speaking very openly. that means these things are going to come down on the person who's making these false accusations against somebody.
And
we,
to your point, I don't want to get into who's a coward, who's not a coward, but is the administration, is the admin at least going to take some level of accountability? Why won't these people come out? Why won't Noor, Khalifa Hussein, any of these fake alleged Khalifas that's on the Shura Council, why won't y'all come out and defend Aqlabate, defend the honor of Aqlabate, defend the beliefs of the community, defend it? We're coming out telling you what you guys are doing is wayward. We're even admitting that what we were doing was extremely wayward. You feel me? Why won't none of these so-called high-profile alleged scholars or whatever they would be, why don't y'all come out and say anything or defend anything? Why are y'all having all these little secret meetings and brodying people's phones like they some young bulls and young johns or something? Like, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? We're telling you straight up directly. And again, I would speak for myself, you know what I'm saying? I try to respect women. I can speak for all of us. We have a healthy respect for women. We all have mothers, okay? We all have wives. We all have daughters. It's not to demean or undermine a woman, but that's simply not her position. In accordance with al-Islam, in accordance with the Sunnah of the Holy Last Messenger, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Noor, that's not your position, yo. It's not your position. And some of these men should have enough respect for the deen, respect for the Sunnah, to simply pull her coat, or whatever, pour her, Burke or whatever. but seriously, get enough of something to.
I've been notified that her official title is Morshida Camilla Harris.
Harris.
I mean Gardner.
Well, alhamdulillah, I'm about to get out of here, guys. We got to close this up. Everybody, please tune in on Saturday. We are gonna actually, this is good. We said we're gonna go bi-weekly, but we are gonna have a show every week. We're gonna go at least a half an hour every Saturday night, inshallah. So please tune in Saturday night. Who wants to do the honors of closing us out?
Hey, that's I was about to be saying something.
Come on, host.
I ain't saying nothing. Go ahead, you got it, Mubarak. I was about to tell a joke. Stuck for long. Go ahead. I'm chilling.
سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.